The labor of love on work ethic, ambition, and shared drive. My dear brothers and sisters, let us not pretend. Let us not, in the face of so much suffering, so much struggle, so much lost time, let us not pretend that love is enough when work is what life demands. You see, the world has lied to us. It told us love would carry the weight, that if the feeling was strong enough, the bills would pay themselves. The dreams would manifest like magic. And one person's fire could light up the house meant for two. But I've seen with my own eyes where one person wakes at the dawn with holy purpose in their bones, and the other sleeps through the day, wasting time like the breath isn't sacred. Where one builds and the other breaks. Where one dreams and the other doubts. That is not love, my friends. That is imbalance. And it will wear down the strongest souls. Can two really walk together? Now that ain't just a question, it's a warning. Because when one is running and the other is dragging their feet, eventually someone's spirit will get tired. Resentment grows in the shadows of unmatched ambition. And let me tell you, resentment is not quiet forever. It will speak, and when it does, it hollers. Let's be honest today. Work ethic is not about how much money you make. It's not about how big your title is. It's about the rhythm of your soul. Do you honor what God placed in your hands? Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men. So then I ask you, do you work with heart? Do you work with purpose? Do you rise each morning with a prayer in your throat and a plan in your hands? Because if you are called to walk with someone, but they treat each day like it's something to kill instead of something to build, how long before your path becomes a burden? Love must labor, and labor must be shared. This does not mean both people must do the same work, but they must carry the same weight. You see, two oxen don't plow the same field by pulling opposite directions. They are yoked together, pressing toward in the same rhythm, even if one is stronger than the other. That's what partnership is. Proverbs 14:23 says, in all toil there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty. Now, I've known many who could talk a good dream, but dreams without discipline are just delusions, dressed up in glitter. And talkers, God bless them. Talkers don't feed families. Talkers don't break generational chains. Talkers don't build anything but frustration. So if one of you, vision is the other must be execution. If one of you is climbing, the other must not be hiding in the valley. If one of you is burning for the kingdom, the other must be at least be ready to fan the flames. You cannot partner with potential alone. Potential is not purpose. Potential is not commitment. Potential is a seed. And seeds mean nothing if the soil is not willing. 2 Thessalonians 3:10 says, if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. That is not cruelty. That's wisdom, because a relationship, like a field, only grows what you water. And if one person is watering and the other is resting in the shade, that's not love. That's exploitation. Yes, grace must be abound. Yes, we help one another in seasons of weakness. But when laziness becomes a lifestyle and sloth becomes a system, the house you build will crumble under the weight of unspoken truth. You see, what begins in admiration, he works so hard, she's so focused, can turn into irritation. That same effort is not mirrored, not respected, not returned. And let's be clear. God does not require sameness. He demands agreement. And ambition, beloved, is not just worldly hustle. It is divine hunger. It is what drove Paul to preach in prison. It is what drove Moses through the desert. It is what drove Jesus to the cross. Purpose, not passivity. So ask yourself, can you build with this person? Can you share a dream and trust them to carry it? Or you will always be dragging them behind you, hoping they'll catch up with you one day. Let me be even clearer. If one of you is building a future and the other is living in the moment, you are not yoked. If one of you is budgeting and the other is buying, you are not yoked. If one of you is praying for direction and the other is scrolling through distractions, you are not yoked. And you cannot walk in divine purpose with a partner who treats discipline like a curse word. So then, what do we do? Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 tells us, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. For they will not fall. One will lift up each other. Worth ethic, beloved, is not just about output. It's about integrity. It's about waking up every day and asking, what can I give to this life today? What can I build, not just for me, but for us? What legacy will leave for our children, our children's children? If your partner cannot answer that, if they have no hunger, no urgency, no divine restlessness in their bones, then you will not just suffer frustration. You will suffer loneliness. And in loneliness and in love is the most bitter kind of ache of all. So I'll leave you with this. Choose someone who doesn't just love your heart, but understands the grind. Choose someone whose discipline is a form of devotion. Choose someone who gets up when life knocks them down. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. For the road is long, the burden is heavy, the purpose is sacred, and love to last must have hands that are willing to work. Amen. 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 Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. And see you next time. God bless.